Mission Line, proudly sponsored by Hollywood Bets. And we have no Tom. He is
spending all his Pimlico money in some foreign country.
Holidays.
Or holidays, what he said.
He is on holidays with the family. No training this week either. No bench pressing or squatting.
He's gone very lackadaisical.
And last week he was here, but he did nothing at home because he was too busy drinking. I need to shave.
You look very
grizzly.
Ooh. Is that what the women like to hear?
No, I get shaved tomorrow.
I got my haircut, but thanks for noticing, by the way.
I actually didn't.
I know you didn't.
Didn't, and I still don't.
No, I just enjoy my coke and pretend I'm not heartbreaking.
Danny do that.
Heartbroken. No, Danny had no spots. He's very busy.
See the way I didn't notice.
You didn't notice. That's not a Danny haircut.
I knew it.
It's not a Danny haircut.
I would not leave you looking like that.
Well, thanks for that. I feel very, what's the word? Sexual right now.
It's not faded at all like Danny.
No, Danny is a wizard.
Yeah, I'd go back. What was you? How much did you pay for that?
I'd rather not say.
12.
I wish I paid 12 for it.
14?
Go again.
16.
Go again.
20?
No.
18.
No.
17.
There you go. You eventually get there.
Why are you always?
I don't know. It's a random price, isn't it? It's just a random price.
€17 for that, please.
What?
What are you going to do with the other €3? Why is it not 50?
Do you know what it is? Do you know what it is? It's €17 and then the €3 tip. Do you know what? People always, when we're talking about racing, we'll get onto this now in a minute. This thing always bother me. People like us, we don't get tips for doing our job. But yet, barbers, waiters, things like that, all expect tips.
You were in an office all day, like you're not talking to anybody. Who's going to give you tips?
People I deal with.
I buy you coffee.
I buy you coffee as well.
Yeah, so
that's because I tolerate you.
Tip and tip back. I would tend to get a lot of presents at Christmas now. Like a lot, like.
Wow.
Yeah.
From?
The members and the PT clients and so on and so forth.
They get the extra PT sessions.
Alcohol and, presents and chocolates and
it's more than you get me.
T-shirts and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, God.
You didn't even get me a birthday present.
I didn't get your birthday. I just had to give it to
you.
Before we go any further.
No, I'm not finished. Tom's on holidays, so me and Andrew are here, and there's a lot of racing to go through. Good weekend at the Curragh, which Hollywood Bets are sponsoring some of the races. Andrew's going to talk about that. We have some racing on Friday, and there's a Group 2, and then some of the races that Hollywood Bets are sponsoring. We're going to talk through some of them as well later on the card. And then on Saturday, we are going to go through the main races on the Curragh again. We have the Northumberland Plate in Newcastle, always a good race, long distance race. Shushan probably won't run because he's afraid that
he will run.
I get
it's not on firm ground.
Yeah,
it's on the AstroTurf. The all weather.
I get the firm ground. Spring God Fest, my knees on.
Oh, you for years you've given out to me about moan and about my body and everything else. Do you realise what I went through?
Golf is nicer in the winter. It's nice spongy ground. And then
wrong cleats you have on.
Then we have one. It's just when you say cleats, I was thinking about American football.
That's what I said.
The podcast earlier.
Not as good as us.
They're just mad fuckers over. They are like
Americans.
Yeah.
They're a special breed.
Deshaun Watson. The Texans. Who you like? Remember Deshaun Watson? Remember he didn't play last year?
No, I liked.
I really like the Texans because the quarterback's really good.
Is that Lamar Jackson?
No, he's the other black quarterback, but he runs like Lamar Jackson as well.
Who's the other one?
Deshaun Watson. He didn't play last year anyway because he was like sidelined because he had loads of civil suits about sexual misconduct coming up. But he's back now and he's going to get banned for a year. He sat out basically last year while it was happening. He's going to get banned for the NFL for a year because 24 women are suing him for sexual misconduct. 24, like.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. He was getting massages.
Happy endings.
And then one race at Newmarket.
That just changed very quickly.
So yeah, it's just some of the stories.
It's very warm in here.
It's warm in general.
I don't do. You're nice in your shorts. I fucking jeans on.
Andrew, Hollywood
David,
sponsoring Friday.
Sponsoring 4 races on Friday at the Curragh. They have, I say 4. Brentford FC are sponsoring the first race. The 2-year-old maiden, the Brentford FC, sponsoring the Garden Province Stakes, which is another race that's in South Africa.
Say that again, though. Try and do it all in one go.
Do I have to start? In what part?
The
Brentford FC sponsoring the Garden Province Irish EBF maiden 2-year-olds over 6 furlongs on Friday at 5 o'clock.
Well done.
Which is a promo that they are sponsoring the Brentford FC Garden Stakes on the Hollywood Bets Durban July meeting, which is on the 2nd of July, which is Saturday week, and which I will be. Dave is too busy making people doing burpees and getting sick and everything. We're doing a preview tomorrow of the Brentford Garden Stakes and the Hollywood West Durban July. We will have South African horse racing experts because I haven't a clue. I just know Kameti Dung. I just 100% made a balls of that name again. He won it last year. I backed him. So proud of myself. He's 10-1 again this year. And we will have Jimmy the Rich. That's his name. Jimmy the Rich.
Keep going.
Yeah. Just gets better. Brendan Patches.
I mean scammed.
I like to call it Brendan's cool. O'Connell. Brendan's the English version of me.
Is that Brendan from...
Yeah.
Okay.
From Punchtown.
Oh,
we call him Patches. Neither do I. It's just caught on. We're going with it.
Okay.
But we are recording 2 of them tomorrow. We're going through the Brentford. What?
What Tom was doing?
Well, he's too busy sipping on sex on the beach in Tenerife or somewhere. I'm not lying. He is. Bit of tequila, bit of this, bit of that, a bit of rum, bit of
I was only thinking,
Captain Jack Sparrow.
I was talking to a client today about the time I drank 21 shots of tequila. That's bad.
When did you do that?
Yeah, back in the day when I used to drink a bit more than I do now. Because one of the girls 21st, so we thought it was a good idea to do 21 shots.
And how did that end?
I was sick for 5 days.
There you go. Worse than coronavirus.
I was literally dead. I think I was dead. It was the worst. It was the worst ever.
Kind of.
I don't know how I came back from
worse than Brian at Punchtown.
Oh, way worse.
No.
Way worse.
It's tequila in it.
Couldn't even move sideways. Okay.
Couldn't even turn the bed. Yeah, so we'll record them tomorrow. They will be released tomorrow afternoon.
Drink aware.
So when do you? No, we shouldn't. Well,
I made a joke.
You made a joke about that. Drink responsibly, unless it's Guinness. Guinness is unbelievable. Drink. Technically, Guinness, you have no choice but to drink sensibly, because you can't drink any more than about 6.
Yeah, we drank a few unsensibly Guinness as well.
But yeah, they will be recorded tomorrow with myself, Patches O'Houlihan, and Jimmy the Rich, who better make me rich from all these South African tips. I need selections from you as well, by the way.
Right.
I told you, you don't listen to our texts at all. The Durban July. Number 7. I actually happen to have the graphic right here. Hold up now. Where is she? This is the final feed. Number 7. What? 25-1.
Yep.
Where's Committee? 10-1. Here he is there on the side. A little legend.
What number is it?
13. One from 18 last year. He was drawn out in the car park.
Committing.
There you go.
That's not what you said at all.
Committing them. Ding, ding.
Committing.
You say it.
Committing.
Committing them.
That's not at all what it is.
I'm sure the lads will. Any other one?
I want to see the best linebacker. Like
Number 4?
Yeah.
There's Dave's tip for the Hollywood Bets Durban July linebacker. Safe passage is all the rant and rave about everyone.
Reserve.
Do it again.
Second base.
Oh, wow. No, we're not going there. No. Second base. Do it again. Imagine 2 of them going down the home straight.
Second base. Do it again. The same passage.
Wow, we're getting sacked. I promise we won't do this tomorrow. Anyway, let's get on to racing. You're taking over now.
Linebacker.
Oh, and we were up. Hollywood West have an activation as well up on the Curragh on Friday and Saturday. We're giving away a lot of Hollywood Bets goodies. They will be located in the underneath the main stand. You will see our two lovely promo girls there. They will help you with everything and anything you need. And he will be drinking Guinness. He will be supplying me with Guinness as I work. It's a lie. But yeah, that's it. Floor is yours, O'Keefe.
So the first one is the Curragh. We might not have prices for a lot of these races.
Which one are you starting with?
Friday, 6:43.
No prices yet for this.
The Curragh Cup, a Group 2, no prices. Wordsworth is in here. Honestly, God, don't get this horse anymore.
He had his last chance last week with me.
I gave him his last chance.
Oh, look, here's for betting forecast. Wordsworth 9-4.
Wordsworth going to go off favourite around 9-4. And Gear Up, who was a decent.
Do you have betting?
Who was a decent 2-year-old. You're interrupting.
You just said we didn't have betting, and now you have betting. You just lied to the people.
Just came up.
Liar.
I don't know how realistic it is either. Temple of Artemis.
Terrible.
Another Aidan O'Brien horse. Master Reality. Camorra. Sunchart. Manuel Corday. And then the last one, who they're saying is going around 50-1, is Sussex. Andrew.
David.
Joseph's horses have been in good form for the majority of the season, and even more so again the last few weeks. And I would side with Gear Up. From what I remember, he was a decent 2-year-old.
He was.
He won. Yeah, he won a Group 1 over in France. One of those ones in St. Cloud towards the end of the season. Wasn't so good last year, but has come back, got his head in front the last day. Zach Gorn, I don't know, did he beat a whole lot, but I just would not, in anybody's estimation, trust Wordsworth. He's a dog. Wordsworth needs
3 miles and a fence.
Exactly. He said both.
He will end up with Joseph next year in JP's colours.
See, I don't know if that's happening because Joseph's not taking jumpers anymore. As far as I'm aware, he's concentrating on the flat.
Donica.
Maybe Donica will go that way. But I think Joseph said that he keeps the ones he has, like Fakir and stuff, but he's not taking any new ones, like 4 and 5-year-olds.
It's very selfish now, in fairness.
I don't know if he'd have much choice if he's told to take.
Do what your daddy tells you.
But yeah, I could see Wordsworth being a hurdler.
Yeah, look, he got his last chance at me last week. He went off 6-4 favourite for the was it Queen Alexander or whatever it's called. Last race was Stratham won again. At 9-4 as it is here. I won't go anywhere near him. I'm the same as Dave. Gear Up is the one for me. As Dave said, he was a group winner as a 2-year-old. Came back this season. He was second or 2 lengths fourth to Lafayette in the Hollywood Bets Alleged Stakes. Plug. That form's working out well. Lafayette has gone on again to win Group 2. He got his head in front, as Dave said, at the Curragh last time out. Form is okay. In behind it, they've been running well. That was over a mile 1.5. This is a mile 6. It's a big step up in trip, but he looks like a horse that has a kind of running style that will see him see out this trip well. Master Reality is another one who you can't ride off in these kind of races. He's a stalwart. He was second in this before, beaten by, I think it was a Twilight Payment or something like that. No one of them, but I think they won the bloody Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, it was Twilight Payment.
Yeah. Has good enough form around here. He could run a big race as well, but I think Gear Up takes the trip, sees it out well. I think it'd be hard to beat. I don't, as they say with Wordsworth, he's a horse that you just see seems tripless. He ran over a mile 5 at the start of the season. He beat Sunchart, who was in here again. It was nearly double the price, if not triple the price, by a head. His best run of the season was 3/4 of a length behind Princess Zoe over 2 miles at Ascot. Fairness to now, he did plug on at Ascot the last time, but he just looks like he lacks a gear. He looks like he needs heavy ground around Ascot and just jump.
He doesn't want it.
Probably, yeah.
He's like high definition.
Unless he gets headgear on.
No will to win.
I will have a look at him in the parade and see what he's like, but he looked like a 3 mile chaser, guaranteed. But yeah, gear up the step up and trip. If he sees it out, like the last time he ran over 1.5 behind Yabir at Newmarket. He was have lens behind him, so that you can't really take that on collateral that he does see out the trip because he's a lot better and graded horse. But he did go off 92 that day, so this is a big drop in class to that. So yeah, I think if it is, what's he there, 6-1? You're not even 6-1. Take a chance of him at 6-1.
Okay. We are going to the 753 at the Curragh, the Hollywood Bets. We're here to take over handicap.
Say it in Conor McGregor voice, please. Please do it.
What kind of voice does Conor McGregor have? Irish? I am Irish.
Dublin.
No, I can't do that.
There you go.
Dublin?
There you go. No.
No.
Oh.
I won't be able to do that. The Hollywood Bets. No, I can't do that.
We're here to take over.
We're here to take over handicap.
Fantastic.
Nearly choked.
Like Conor McGregor did in his last fight.
Yeah, very good. A 1 mile, 1 furlong, 20 plus handicap. Tough race to figure out. There's some old stalwarts, I should say, the likes of Pride of Pimlico that you'd see running in Dundalk over the winter, and other ones like Starrick, Hashel, and so on and so forth. And lots of trainers that I think jumps and flat fans and know.
Dundalk fans will know.
The likes of John McConnell, Peter Fay has a horse in here. Aidan McGuinness has a horse in here.
See?
Callahan. Andrew, have you any feeling on this?
I do, Dave. I actually really like Miss Cunning in this.
Okay.
I've no idea what the price is up at all. No. Last time out, he was or she, should I say, was a length and a quarter behind Storm Steps over a mile 4. Before that, she was a winner over a mile at Listowel. She has form over all kinds of trips. So the 1 mile 1, I think, will have absolutely no issue whatsoever. The only thing I'll say is I would like there to be a lot of pace in the race because she's one that's held up and comes with a late rattle. I think she got going too late last time. She probably would have won. The big thing about this, Jay Cohn, who is absolutely robbing £7, is on her. So she's carrying literally, I think, 8 stone 5 or something like that when you take into account his claim. She'll be a decent price in the day, and I'd like her now. She's stall 7 as well, so she's a nice draw. Get covered up by the pack. Curragh is a big wide open straight, so there'll be plenty of time for him to get him out. But I think she will run a massive race, whatever price she's at.
Yeah, I would struggle to pick out one. I'll wait and see what the betting is like on the day. But just on who owns it, who trains it, the jockey, Chris Hayes, the Dermot Well horse would be interesting enough. 4 runs in a handicap now. I'm reading it should be a lot better than it's shown already. Well has had a couple of winners the last couple of weeks. Chris Hayes is one of the better jockeys in Ireland, so he's after being gelded by Teofilo, surely would be a better horse than he's shown in maiden. So with him only carrying 8 stone 7, I might give him a go if I can get like 5 or 6 to 1 each way bet. But I don't mind Miss Cunning, but she worries me because she's only ever won one race out of 19.
You worry me. I still like you.
Yeah, but I'm not being ridden to win races. Next we're off. Excuse me. That's
you're literally so posh when we do flat racing.
That's the accent, Conor McGregor accent. The 828 at the Curragh, the Hollywood Bets, shaping your betting experience, Irish EBF handicap over 2 miles, and we have betting for this.
Do we?
Dermot Wells horse, Kazakh Daria. You know what's going on here now with the call. 4 to 1 favourites. Maze Runner, a dog. 5 to 1. Is on it though. I wonder if he can do the damage on that. Monty's way, Joseph O'Brien.
There's a way to put it. Can he do the damage on that?
Because things are dog. Mikey Sheehy on board. And Silla, who won, I think, a couple of days ago. Jim Bulger, Kevin Manning. Run for Oscar. Always.
Look on the bright side.
Charles Burns. Sevens, anything could be going on there, so watch out for that.
If this team goes from 15-2 into in around 9-2, you know the thing is going to win.
Charles Bourne, Shamey Heffernan. Shanroe is 9-1.
Please elaborate.
No.
Please elaborate.
The Jam Man is 10-1. Less said the better. Dalton Highway, who had some decent form, and then
he's more in and out now than the Washington as Springs Day.
Faberos, another Willie Mullins horse, 12-1. Coventry, Paul Nolan's horse, and it's in different colours, 12-1. Dark Voyager, 18-1, and it's 25-1 bar. Oh look, Nui St. George has left.
Nui St. George. That's the second run for Henry.
Has left David Menussier.
Il Fridge.
Gone to Henry's. That's interesting enough now. Andrew, what are you looking at?
I'm looking at 15 runners, Dave, and I haven't a clue. No. What? Not
if there's money for Run for Oscar, I will be having my €10 on Run for Oscar. As I alluded to earlier,
if he goes anywhere from 15-2 and shortens in the betting, you know this is being a little Charles Burns plotty job. He ran last time out, the 20th of May, at the Curragh for a schooling session, as we like to call him over here. 2 hours rear, niggle along 3 furlong out, intimidated by rival 2 furlong out, kept on. So this looks like this has been a plan for Run for Oscar. Let's not forget he was a decent enough hurdler. He's still only a 7-year-old. So like he was a 2 lengths behind the good old Make Good Dave.
Yep.
Remember him? He's surely dead now. 5 lengths behind Mount Leinster before You Raised Me Up. He was just behind him as well. So look, the fact that Shamey Heffernan is on him, you know he's out there to be trying. The Jam Man, this all depends. He's had to be in his outdoor stables or not. Maze Runner can't get a handle of it whatsoever. We'll be overlooking that. The fact that Jim Bulger's running this horse back to back as well, he could be one to look out for. But as Dave said, if the money comes for Run for Oscar, take it seriously, because it will be one that will run very well. Shamrow is another one. I can go through I'm like Tom here, going through the whole field. Shamrow as well.
I'd be interested in that Nui St. George. Maybe if the ground was a little softer.
We are expected to have a lot of rain on Friday and Saturday.
Well, I'd be more interested in him then. The thing about Run for Oscar is he's had his run in May to get the fitness up. We were talking about this horse being better over hurdles early on in the jump season. His last run before the one in May on the flat was at Wetherby behind Indefatigable. I said that correct.
You said it right. I don't believe it. Do it again.
No. Proshima, Paisley Park, Thomas Darby, and so on and so forth.
Jack.
That was actually a pretty good race. Charles Burns sent him over there. He usually wouldn't send the horse over to England unless he thought he actually had a very decent chance. Something must have happened to him then, because we didn't see him for the rest of the jump season.
He went off a well-backed horse. He went off 5-1 that day.
So he has his run for fitness. Shamey's on board. I've sold myself. I don't care what price.
Nap day one. Nap day one for Dave. Run for Oscar in the Hollywood Bet, shaping your betting experience. Irish EBF handicap for 4-year-olds plus over 2 miles. Agreed.
Okay, we are off Saturday.
We're still on the bloody same one. Whoopsies.
The Curragh on Saturday, and the first race we have is the 125 Dubai Duty Free Dash Stakes, a listed race over 6 furlongs, and there's
7 million horses entered.
Loads of these horses entered.
That's only 17. Who you think, Dave?
We have no betting. I'll give you out some of the names, and apologies if the sound is a bit different because we're back with the old mics.
The other ones
out with the new, back in with the old.
Yeah. There you go. You don't talk through your nose. No, dear.
Power Under Me, Fairlines, Quarantine Dreams, who ran last week at Ascot, San Andreas, Measure of Magic. So these are all horses that generally would run in sprints in Ireland. So if you follow the flat race, you'll know some of the names. Teresa Mendoza, Andreas Valesius,
Go with
Sacred
it.
Bridge, Hermana Estrella, My Eyes Adore You, nice name.
Thanks.
Pretty Jenny, Prettiest, and there's some other rags in there as well. Andrew asked me, who do I like? Who do I like?
Horses now. I tell you who I like.
Yeah, go on.
Hermana Estrella.
Okay.
Ran over 1 miles. 1 mile behind Homeless Song, at the Curragh in the 1,000 guineas. First time up this season. Before that, she was a 1 length winner over Quick Susie, at Nace before that. Drop back to 5 furlongs is very, very interesting. She's not a horse that lacks the speed. She won on her debut over 6 furlongs. So I think if she runs here, she'd be one I'd be very, very interested in. Obviously, Sacred Bridge, she runs here on the back of running at Ascot last time, also be very interesting. But I think Hermana Estrella for the stacks, she comes here, I think be very interesting. Getting a weight allowance as well for being a 3-year-old.
She's interesting enough. Sacred Bridge is interesting enough, but the one I would side with is Teresa Mendoza. She's been highly tried numerous times.
You love her.
Numerous times. She's only won 1 race, so she keeps finding ways to get beat, which would worry me. But the form of her last race at Haydock is very strong. Sense of Duty, up and coming sprinter for William Haggis, has won that. We haven't seen her since. Flotus was second, who then ran to be third in the Commonwealth Cup last week at a big price. She's definitely a sprinter, so suited her. Benefit, another filly for Clive Cox in Cheveley Park, won I think a listed race at Salisbury after that. You then have Fawvette, who ran in a listed race at Group 3. She didn't run all that badly, even though she finished 5th. The 7th in that particular race, Gale Force Maya came out and won a handicap at York. So I think the form is really strong, and I think you'll get a decent enough price as well. So her is an each way bet for me.
Yeah, I'm interested to see now what price this bloody Hermana Estrella goes off. Like her form behind beating Quick Susie on debut, it's really good. She went on then to win at Royal Ascot, and then was 4.5 lengths behind Perfect Power in France.
Yeah, Hermana Estrella is very interesting. They chucked her in the deep end in the Irish 1,000 guineas the last day after not being seen for about a year. I think she's a sprinter. She's by Star Spangled Banner, so her and Sacred Bridge are interesting, but I'd probably get an each way about Teresa Mendoza.
Moving on.
We are going to the 305.
We have betting.
Gain Railway Stakes, Group 2. Aidan has a few entered here. We have Little Big Bear at... Wait, no.
Fight 4.
Fight 4. Blackbeard at 5-2. Shartash for Johnny Murta and the Aga Khan 4-1. Age of Kings, another O'Brien horse at 5-1. Yep. Crispy Cat at 5-1. Hurling Pat, who ran well last week in the... Crap, the name just went down in my head.
Ascot race.
Oh, what's the name of it?
Duke of Cambridge?
No, fucking that's the name. It's the listed Chesham Stakes.
That's the one.
For John O'Donoghue, the Antarctic, who was poor enough in another 2-year-old race, and then it's 10-1 bar.
Poor John.
Andrew.
Dave.
Who are we going for? Little Big Bear.
Whichever one of Little Big Bear or Blackbeard runs. Little Big Bear got the job done nicely at Royal Ascot. I presume one of them will run if he's out there entering the 2 of them. As we alluded to in Talking Points on Sunday, Little Big Bear and Rocket Rodney, both of them pulled a nice way clear of the remainder, and I think 2 of them have a big future. 100% give Blackbeard another chance on the back of that. Kind of caught on the wrong side, stayed on again at the finish. I do think, though, he needs further. That's my only worry with him, but he got the job done over course and distance, beating Tough Talk of, I think it's Dermot Wells. I'll just check here. No, of Gerlines. 100% give him another chance. Crispy Cat for Michael O'Callaghan would be interesting after he got absolutely. What's a nice way of putting it?
Blocked off.
Yeah, taken out of it altogether by the Riddler at Ascot. But yeah, whichever he got riddled by the Riddler. Whichever one of Little Big Bear or Blackbeard runs, I'd be very interested in. Yeah, you're kind of looking at who's going to run after Ascot, really, because there's a few entered that ran at Ascot. You have Little Big Bear, Blackbeard, Age of Kings, Crispy Cat, Perling Pat, the Antarctic. They've all ran at Ascot. So whichever ones are bouncing come Friday morning, that get finally declared. But yeah, Little Big Bear or Blackbeard, whichever of them runs.
Yeah, I find this hard because it's very hard to know what to run after running at Ascot only a week ago, and it's quite hard to back up run at Ascot and then come here. The one trainer that's managed to do it numerous times is Aiden, so rightly so, his horses are at the top of the market. I think Little Big Bear probably run. Don't think Blackbeard will run going by the betting. And same as Andrew, I'd be interested in Crispy Cat. I thought he was coming to either be second or win that race that he was blocked off in. He was very unlucky at Sandown as well. He was given a bad ride in their 2-year-old sprint. I think it's called the National Stakes. Jockey thought he was one horse to beat. Went way too soon, and then Crispy Cat was coming again at the end. So he's been unlucky in a few runs. If you're getting 5-6 to 1 on him, I'll be backing him each way. He's a pretty good horse. Keeps running.
Chicky would have won at Ascot.
Yeah, I do, to be honest. Yeah.
Fair enough. Derby?
Yeah, we're on to the Irish Derby. The 345 Dubai Duty Free Irish Derby, a Group 1. No geldings, but fillies and colts, and Aidan threw a spanner in the works during the week, entering or supplementing Tuesday for this. She's gone straight into joint favourite with Westover at 6-4. Stone Age won't run, according to Aidan. He's going to go for the Carl Eclipse.
Well, that solves that problem for me.
You have Hannibal Barca, Joseph's new horse at 9-1, changing in the guard. A 10-1. Pisbadil is 10-1, who ran poorly enough in the Derby.
Dave Snap.
Lionel at 10-1, he'll need softer ground, I'd say. Buckaroo, who looked decent enough to start of the season, around 16-1, and then it's 20-1 Bar, with still some decent horses like French Claim and Duke de Sessa out in the betting. Pisbadil is not my nap. He was very disappointed in the Derby. I can't even really blame Frankie. Although I think he held him too far out the back.
I can't blame Frankie, boss.
I don't think changing the guard will run. I think he's a ledger horse and I like him a lot. I actually think Tuesday is just going to bolt up. God's honest, I don't think Aidan would enter her in any way, shape or form unless they thought she's good enough to win. If they thought any of the colts they have were good enough, I don't think they would have entered her because they look at it from a breeding point of view as well, whereas the Irish Derby is obviously good for stallions in the future, whether it be jumps horses or not. Like the likes of Capri and all that have won and gone on to be jump stallions. So I think she's just getting better and better. We talked about it after she beat Emily Upjohn. That particular race, she probably should have been beaten, but her sister, Minding, just got better and better as she got older. Another sister, Empress Josephine. Like, there's just so many Group 1 winners and Group winners in her pedigree. And they all got better later into the 3-year-old career. She's looked better from every run this year, seems to be getting bigger and stronger. I see no reason to appease her, to be honest, or to appeal her. That's not the word.
This is what happens when you try to pretend to be posh.
It's not. I'm very tired now today. Oppose her. That's the word I was looking for.
I knew. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. I think this is one of the best bets of the weekend. I think she should be odds on. I don't get the whole Westover thing. This thing wouldn't have come second in the Derby and at Epsom. Tuesday's form alone. Nashwari's gone out and won the French Derby since. She was 3.5 lengths behind Tuesday. Tuesday was only a 3-year-old that day when she won the Oaks.
Emily Upjohn's going to win the King George.
The form, Emily Upjohn is a high class mare as well, filly, whatever she is right now. Tuesday is only going to get better and better at age. As Dave said, it's in the family. They do it. And as I said, she was only turned 3 that day when she won the Oaks. And Aidan O'Brien said himself, she's only going to get better and better throughout the year. They would not be supplementing this horse if they didn't think it was going to win. They would have kept Stone Age or someone in like that. 6-4. I think it's one of the best 6-4 shots you see all weekend. I think she wins and she wins cozily.
Yeah, I think she'll win as well. Yeah.
And
Ryan is already jocked up and the whole lot. So.
Yeah, look,
it looks an obvious one to me. I reckon she'll go off odds on.
I can't see the 6-4 lasting much longer.
What's the last filly that won the Irish Derby?
I can barely tell you who won the bloody.
What jockey was on her?
Give me a hint.
He's Italian.
Frankie.
Balanchine was her name.
Oh yeah, no idea. Yeah, but she's by far the best in it. She's rated 117. She's rated the highest in the field, and she gets a weight allowance. So that makes her £4 clearing rating, and I think she's going to outrun that rating as well on Saturday.
You see a better filly than you even saw it.
And you've no fear ground wise either. She's won on yielding ground, which I probably think will be the worst that will get with the bit of rain that's coming. So yeah, I think she's a good thing, to be honest.
Okay.
But gamble responsibly and all that jazz.
Our next one is the 420 Dakota, the International Stakes, the Group 3, and again a lot of horses that we've seen over the last couple of years. Max Winey's favourite, probably in there as favourite on the strength of his Group 1 form last year, but he would definitely need rain. He's useless on ground that doesn't have softening restriction. Toomey's Horse Rumble is a Thunder is 4-1. Buckaroo 4-1. I actually think this is the right move for Buckaroo. He's entered in the Derby as well. This is an easier race, and I think with dropping him back to a mile 2 is probably the right trick for him. Bear Story, Gear Up has entered again. Duke Success has entered again. Then you have the likes of Helvic Dream, Patrick Sarsfield, they're 10-1 bar. And there's one entered, but I don't think he's going to run that I'd like to see run. But
who's that?
Ross Carberry.
Ross Carberry?
Yep.
Good jockey. Brother to Paul?
Yeah.
Could fluster you there?
Yeah. Hey, Andrew, who are you thinking? Max Winey, soft ground, Buckaroo?
Buckaroo, Dave. Liked him at the start of the season. And we both backed Pisbadale the day he came second to him. Yeah. I backed him then again at the Curra when he absolutely hacked up in the Guineas trial. As you said, I think the step to 1 mile 2 is the right move. He gets a lot of weight here off Max Winey. He gets, what's that? Gets £11 off Max Winey, which is a big pull. But I think Max Winey, as you said, it all depends on how much rain comes and what the ground does. If this ground ends up being soft and heavy, his chance goes from 0 to tenfold. He is so ground dependent, it's not even funny. He won the Guineas last year, Irish Guineas last year on heavy ground. So the softer the ground, the better for him. But I think Buckaroo is the up and coming horse. I'd write off his last run. It was too bad to be true. He done the same thing. Well, it looked like he was going to do the same thing when he won the Guineas trial. He came down on the outside. He just didn't pick up for whatever reason. He again will have no problem ground wise. He's won on yielding ground over a mile at the Curra. I just like his profile for this, and at 4-1, I will take 4-1. But if a monsoon comes and a hurricane hits the Curra and it ends up heavy ground, Max Winey just wins.
Yeah, look, I don't know if she'll run, but Ross Carberry, filly that's entered, she was trained by John Joseph Murray or Murphy, who is an okay trainer, but not the best, John Joseph Murphy. in Ireland. He would get a decent few winners every season. She's trained by Paddy Toomey. He got her this year, and she's won 4 in a row from him. Starting off in handicaps, she won 3 handicaps, and then she went and won the Group 3 Munster Oaks at Cork the last time. A lot of decent fillies in that. Thunder Kiss, Geraldines' horse, the big lovely grey horse. She literally battered all of them. She won it easy going away. Form is strong enough. She's by Sea the Stars, decent enough pedigree on the NAM side, and she's just getting better and better. A 4-year-old as well, and a lot of Sea the Stars. We were talking about it regards the horses that William Haggis has with Sea the Stars colours, the yellow. Like they seem to get better as late
3-year-olds,
mature 3-year-olds, and then 4-year-olds. She's prime example. She just keeps getting better and better. She's won 4 in a row. It looks like she's only going to keep progressing. So if she ran, I don't think she'll be 12-1 if she's running. But and if she doesn't run, I'd be with Andrew as well. And think Buckaroo is still going to do the job.
Buckaroo for a Buckaroo good time. What a game!
It was a good game. Okay, that's the Curragh finished. We have the long distance race at Newcastle. The Northumberland Vaz. No,
just called Crusher. Any races that we didn't cover for Sunday the Curragh, we will be doing on Twitter, on our social media, and the ones on Friday as well. The other Hollywood Best races, if you go on to their Instagram stories, I will cover them on the stories on Friday morning. I just got a weird twitch in my eye there. What the hell was that? Up to Toonland.
The Northumberland Plate. We have Roginski 6-1, Valley Ford 7-1. Turu Shan and not True Shan there, 8-1. Unsmooth Operator 8-1. Spirit Mixer 10-1. Soapy Stevens 14-1. And Rainbow Dreamer 14-1 and 16-1 Bar. Andrew, have you any feeling in this race, or do you think True Shan is going to run and just win?
I have no feeling on this whatsoever. I looked at it earlier today. True Shan ran in this last year, didn't he? And he went off.
Yeah, and he didn't win.
He came forward. I can't see him winning this either.
The weights would be worse for him this year.
Yeah, he has to give away.
He ended up being probably
17 pounds or something like that. 17 odd pound. I can't see him winning that. He's not going to have his ideal ground conditions because it's on the Tapeta. Yeah. It's a second thought after pulling out the Ascot Stakes and the Gold Cup. I can't see it. It's 7-1. No thanks. You can keep it. If he's not going to win it last year, I can't see why he's going to win it this year. Yeah. I find it hard to pick one. That's being honest. Valley Fjord, his win last time out, actually backed him that day. Was a decent enough run. He got up there late to beat Golden Flame. He led the final strides. All Right Sunshine, who's an all right horse, was back in third. I think that he come on for that again. That was the second run of the season. Runs really well in these kind of races. 7-1, he's a decent each way price. One at a bigger price has been around longer than us. Sir Chauvelin. He's pops up every now and then. His last win came. Oh, work, will you? His last one was back in February over at Newcastle, same track, but over 1 mile 4.5. He likes the track, has a few wins over here. So at 20-1, he is a decent price when you take into consider he actually beat the second favourite that day by 3/4 length. You're taking into consideration he's a 10-year-old at this stage. Jim Goldie's not in all right form. Sam James gets on well with 20-1 each way for him. So Valley Fjord's main bet and Sir Chauvelin each way as well.
Yeah, there's actually a decent race if they all stand their ground. I like Valley Forge. Tom and Andrew talked about him a couple of times in the podcast last year, and he seems to have found his niche kind of up and trip. He definitely wants further than 1 mile 4, so this kind of trip should suit him. I like him. I'd be really surprised even if True Shan runs, to be honest, because he's giving away so much weight.
He's been backed.
Roginski, I like the jockey. Harry Davis is robbing £5, but
robbery, daylight.
Horse finds a way to lose a lot. The two I like are the other Andrew Walling horse, who's another £5 claimer on him. That's unbelievable. Callum Hutchinson, another young lad.
Fun fact: Wayne Hutchinson's son.
No, is he?
Yeah.
Well, he's robbing £5 as well. He's very, very good. Spirit Mixer, Boy Frankel, out of Arabian Queen. Remember Arabian Queen? She could only see I think she could only see
Arabian Queen.
And she beat
herself.
Cracksman in the Judgment International.
She did.
Like,
SDS was on him.
Like 50 to 1.
Yeah, I remember that. Another Frankie.
Could be Golden Horn she beat.
Is one of them.
Yeah, it was one of them anyway. 50 to 1, I think she was that day. A lot of Frankels, again, do better as they're going up and trip. He ran quite well at Chester, which is a dodgy enough track for a lot of horses the last time.
It's like a roundabout.
He was 4th and then 3 firsts before that. So I'd give him another shot, and he's been backed already. So it looks like he might have a chance. And evaluation for Keith Dalglish. Don't know if it's going to run, carrying very little weight. And again, on breeding, horse should be a lot better than he has shown.
Who's he by, Dave?
He's by Dubawi and out of Estimate, who won a Gold Cup.
She did. Queen's horse.
He basically was absolutely useless when he was trained by Sir Michael Stout. And he's gone to Keith Dalglish and has been turned inside out.
It's a Scottish air. It's the Haggis.
He has won the last 4 races in a row and looking very impressive in all of them. So I give him a shot. Whether he runs or not, I don't know, because he's run quite a few times in the last few months already. So
you give it a shot. It's a tumbling plate. Why not?
But he should be better than
81 grand to the winner. That's not too shabby.
Yeah, it's grand. It's a good race. So those two for me: Evaluation and Spirit Mixer. And then the last one of a fine weekend race. This week. The weekdays this week have been poor, but good weekend race.
A lot of donkeys during the week.
The House of Cavani Criterion Stakes, Group 3 at Newmarket on the July course, which Andrew asked me, where is it in context?
Yeah, it's always...
I was trying to explain it to him.
Right, explain to me now for people that actually... I don't know if I'm the only one that doesn't know. Right, so it's the Rolling Mile, obviously. Yeah. Say the Rolling Mile is here. Come this way. Where is the July course? Is it off over here somewhere?
Yeah, because the way the screen is as well, that like the Rolling Mile is this way and the July course is this way. I'll try and show you, like, in
right.
Where it is. No, I'm not doing diagrams.
Diagram.
No.
Diagram for the people.
No.
Diagram for the people. Man. Diagram for me.
No, because if I'm wrong now, I look stupid.
Well, so what?
I think, right, the Rolling Mile is like here.
Well, you have to put it up for the people.
Yeah, we will. And say that's where the TV screen is and the stand.
Right.
The July course is like all the way over here. And you look at it that way.
So the stand here?
Yeah, it looks the complete opposite, if you get me. And there's a good bit of land kind of in the middle.
So they don't use this stand at all for the July course?
No, because it's on the Rolling Mile.
Okay, just making sure, all right, boy.
No, they're far enough away from each other to be not the same track line.
Okay.
But they're in the same vicinity.
Okay. Explain.
I just did.
This is the Rolling Mile. Oh, no one can see that. There we go. This is the Rolling Mile, apparently. There's this there. And apparently the July course is here. And that's the stand. No, I just realised no one could hear me because I was over here. I just realised that no one could hear me, so that was a waste of time.
I prefer the July Newmarket course.
So do I.
I think it's a fairer course.
Oh, 3:15.
Decent enough race. We have Aldari in his favourite at 9-4, who's after putting a couple of wins together and looked progressive. Lana Cash 10-3, Sunray Major 7-2, Chindit, really good horse and has run decent races at 5-1. Modern News, who'll have a support, is a 5-1. Togo, who done the business for me last time,
boing.
Happy Power 12-1, Ever Given 12-1, and 14-1 Bar. Andrew. Race.
I am going to take a chance with Ever Given, Dave. Got the job done for me at Epsom last time out. Oscurla, is that his name? Oscurla. She won a Lister race today. Form has been frank. She bolted up today. He's a horse that has improved for Hugo Palmer since he left Tom Daskin at the start of the season. He won first time up. He was then 9 lengths behind El Cabello. He put that race well behind him when winning at Epsom. Never looked like really getting beat, won by a length. Always does enough in front. 10-1, I think it's a 10-12-1 is a really, really big price for me. I will definitely be taking him each way. I think the favorite looks quite decent enough. Worthy favours. Sunray Major, I couldn't have that thing in a million years. He's just all over the shop. But yeah, Evergreen 10-1 each way. Form being franked today by the second, so I'd have a bit of that.
Yeah, I would respect every given, but I think this is chin.
I say Evergreen. I said Evergreen, didn't I? Ever given.
I think this is chin. It's level.
You going back?
Yeah. I said like not in group ones, maybe like a week group two. You know, like that summer mile at Ascot in the middle of the summer where all the group one horses are taking a break. Or I think there's a Godolphin Goodwood Celebration one or something it's called.
Was it Dave or someone used to do it last year? Used to win all the group threes.
Like that's his level. This is a group 3 over 7 furlongs. I think he's kind of a suspect stayer over a mile as well. Just that last half furlong, yeah. I think this is sitting down to the ground. I would be majorly surprised if he goes off 5-1. I could see him being like a price-wise bet in the racing post. I think Andari's decent, but going by the betting, maybe he won't run. Lanakash, like, you couldn't trust him. Sunray Major, you couldn't trust him. Pogo had his day in the sun the last time, and then it's 12-1 kind of bar. I honestly think this is Chindit's race for the season. It's his level, definitely. He's better than all these. He's still a colt as well, so he's been training for a reason.
Like his last 2 runs haven't been bad, considering he's behind Baid both times.
The ground, I'd say, at Ascot the last time as well, is probably a tiny bit too quick for him. Then he likes like good ground, not firm, not soft, somewhere in the middle.
He's fucking picky, isn't he?
Yeah, well,
like you and women.
So yeah, I think Chindit's going to do the business.
Chindit.
Pat Dobbs is jocked up already, so they're all in.
Go on, Patrick. Right, nap's the next best.
Ooh, my nap is Tuesday anyway.
Yeah, Tuesday for me as well. Next best.
And my next best, to be honest, probably Chindit.
Chindit.
Yeah.
My next best. Oh God, where will we go?
Correct.
Buckaroo. Buckaroo.
Yeah.
I'll have him each way.
Few decent bets.
Not each way to win.
I would be surprised if Tuesday don't win the Derby.
I will be shocked, to be honest. It stands out like a sore thumb to me. If, like, first off, they're not going to supplement. They're not going to supplement the filly into the Irish Derby if they don't think this thing is going to win. Aidan O'Brien doesn't do it for the absolute shits and giggles.
Man, that family in itself, like with Minding and the Group 1 winners and the Group 2 and Group 3 winners, imagine they end up having another sibling that has won the Oaks and won the Irish Derby.
It's unheard of.
The money, the money then, if her mammy has a couple of colts, the money that they're going to make from them.
And it doesn't look, it's not a strong race.
I don't think Westover.
I don't think he's that much
to be worried about, to be honest.
No, like he beat Cash first time up this season, and he only went off 5-1 that day. So he's not.
I think there's a crown would have battered him either way if he got an easier.
Oh yeah, I don't see the whole thing. Oh, I would have won. Who was on him? Rob Hornby. Oh, I would have beaten. Well, you wouldn't have. Bloody Desert Crown was 1.5 speed. Furlong out.
Mascali came forward in that, and I think he had as bad a time as Westover did. Worse because he was held out the back to see because he was a suspect there.
Yeah. And the second hasn't done anything before that. He's gone off to Hong Kong. He's had to be sold for like
a load of money.
Couple of million.
Yeah, crazy. But you probably win a load of Group 1s out in Hong Kong.
Look, and then you put changing of the guard was what? 6 lengths behind him. Where would you put changing the guard in context to Tuesday?
I imagine Tuesday is
about two furlongs better. So in that context, 6-4 to me. Get on it now while it lasts.
I was surprised when I seen the price today. I thought she'd be favourite. I thought she'd be outright favourite, maybe like 10-11.
Start of the day, she was 15-8. She went into 7-4 very quickly, and she went 6-4 clear favourite.
The Magna or Tabor or Westerbork money is on.
Or the Aidan O'Brien money. Did you see the video of him going around when Little Big Bear before he ran a race? Some fella asked him, "Can I have a fiver on him?" You can have a tenner. Actually, you can have a bit more on him as well. And a little giggle out of him as well.
Yeah.
Aidan O'Brien paying bills. That's us done.
That's us done. We'll be back Sunday for Talking Points. It's going to be a good weekend.
It's going to be a good weekend.
Derby.
We'll be up in the Curragh. I'll be working. He'll be socialising.
2 pints of Guinness out of plastic glasses.
It makes no sense, but yeah, it's so right.
Amazing. Tasty.
But yeah, keep an eye tomorrow. We'll be covering the Hollywood Best Durban July and the Brentford FC Garden Stakes with South African racing experts. That doesn't include me, but I'll be there. And keep an eye on all the social media channels over the weekend, where we will be covering the rest of the Hollywood Bets races on the Friday of the Irish Derby Festival. And if you're up in the Curragh, don't be afraid. We don't bite. Come over, say hello, and so on and so forth. And yeah, that's it, Dave.
You're doing a video with Patches and Johnny Tight Lips tomorrow.
Patches and Johnny Tight Lips. Yeah, anyone in the gym tomorrow from 1 o'clock?
No.
All right then. All good.
No. I'm finished at 1:45 to 4.
Buzzing. Right. That is us done.
Have a great weekend.
We'll see you Sunday for another episode of Talking Mice, where we will go back over everything that happened in the Irish Derby and Tumbling Plate and that thing that happened at Newmarket. That one. Right. We'll see you Sunday, or we'll see you